Hello and welcome back to Cello from the Beginning. Well, we've learned the eighth note rhythm, how to play eighth notes twice as fast as the quarter, so 2 eighth notes for every quarter note. We've learned a bunch of patterns, we practiced a bunch of patterns. Now you're going to see them in print, and we're going to add our left hand as we work through a series of exercises. So we will do exercises 1 through 4 of learning eighth notes, and as always, the sheet music is linked in the description, as well as a Sound Slice interactive lesson that will be for all 8 exercises. So if you've got your sheet music printed out, let's look at exercise 1. This is the rhythm that we play 2 quarters and then 4 eighths. So beats 1 and 2 are quarters. Eighths, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and, right? That was that very first rhythm we practiced. All that we're going to do now is we're going to add the left hand, and we're going to change on the measure. Start with open D for a measure, then first finger, third finger, fourth finger, open A, first finger, third finger, fourth finger. This is a D major scale ascending, so we're going up the D major scale. So let's try this. If we start with the open, our rhythm again is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, ready, play. D. 1, 3, 4. A. 1, 3, 4. That's exercise 1. So you can pause, you can practice that with, now that we've added the notes, and when you're ready, we can go on to exercise 2. So exercise 2 uses this rhythm. Quarter notes on 1 and 3, eighth notes on 2 and 4. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. And this time, we are starting at the top of this D major scale, starting with fourth finger on the A, and descending, changing each measure, then to fourth finger on the D, 3, 1, open. So it's the reverse. The finger pattern is the reverse of exercise 1. We're starting at the top and going to the bottom. And we have this rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, ready, play. 4, 3, ready? 4, 3, 1, D. I want to show you 2 small technical details about that exercise. The first is, you may have noticed, hopefully you noticed, that starting out, find my fourth finger, all my fingers are down. I'm not just playing 4, 3, 1 like this. I'm playing all 4 fingers, 3 fingers, and so on. And when I went to do the string crossing, when I went from A to 4 on the D, I've got all 4 fingers down. That's the hardest part of this. It might even be worth isolating that. 4, A, 4. And it's particularly hard because you're coming from having played first finger on the A. So your fingers are solidly in the air. There's no way around it. Just have to be ready. Drop all 4 fingers down like little hammers coming down. All right, that's exercise 2. So work on that one slowly if you need to, and especially on this string crossing. We do that so much on the cello, and it's really important to be able to get from that open A to the fourth finger cleanly, and especially with the bow movement. All right. Exercise 3. The rhythm here, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now we have a new complication in our pattern. We're going to be going back and forth from D string to A string. The A string will always be open, but we're going to walk up the D string. So let me explain. D, 2 and 3, 4. A and 2 and 3, 4. 1 on D and 2 and 3, 4. Open A. 2 and 3, 4. 3 on D and 2 and 3, 4. Open A. 2 and 3, 4 and 4 on D. Makes sense? And then open A. So we're playing. Now I come back to first finger. A. And so on. We talk about the technical challenge here. When we're playing on the D string, very often our first finger especially, sometimes 3 and 4 even though, will lean down and be touching the A, and that's okay because we're not playing the A. But if we're going back and forth between the D string and the A string, we have to kind of lift, bring my elbow forward a little bit and kind of lift the angle slightly so that this part of my finger is not touching the A. Otherwise, I'm going to get this. Right? I'm touching the A so it can't vibrate. So I've got to make sure I'm on the tip and I get off of that A. You might say, well, why not just do this, right? Well, we could, but then every time we go up and down like this, we have an intonation risk. We've lost the positioning of our hands. So we try, if we can, we try to avoid that. And so what I'm really trying to do is play. In the sense that I want to be able to play my fingered notes on the D and the open A notes. Now for this exercise, if you get too fatigued keeping the full pressure down while you're playing the open A, you can do this. You can release the pressure on the D string, just don't take the finger away. So for example, I'm playing first finger. All right, I've released the pressure. The string is no longer in contact with the fingerboard, but the string is in contact with my finger. So just releasing the pressure, not taking my hand away. All right, it's a lot of talking. Let's try this. So you got a good hand position. 1 and 2 and D string. A. 1 on D. A. 3 on D. A. 4 on D. A. Okay, these are getting a little harder as we go, right? Not just the rhythms, but we're adding some technical challenge in the left hand. It's all notes that we know. It's the way we're moving from note to note. So take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush through all of these. Let's do now exercise 4. This uses the rhythm 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Quarter notes on beat 1 and 4, eighth notes on beats 2 and 3. So it's like this. That's our rhythm. Now this one we're also going to be having a string crossing, but this time we're going to be walking up the A string and then playing the open D. So that's easy because we don't have, the hard thing about playing the open A while we're fingering the D is the string is behind our fingers. The A string is. If I'm playing on the A, my fingers aren't even near the D, so I don't have to worry as much about, accidentally touching the string. All right. Let's find our hand position. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3, and A. D. 1 on A. D. 3 on A. D. 4. Okay, there they are, exercises 1 through 4. So play through these, play through each one by itself, work each exercise, make sure you've mastered the skills, the challenges that each exercise provides, both intonation, string crossing, then move on to the next one. And I'll see you in the next lesson for exercises 5 through 8.